Hey everyone, welcome to All Things New. My name is Illy. Today I wanted to hop on here and just give a quick thank you for the new subscribers that I've reached. I'm doing some new things. I'm doing shorts. I'm doing short videos of my journey, and it seems to be, producing fruit in the sense that, people are viewing it. And I went from having 63 subscribers to 94 subscribers. So a third, half, 50%, I don't know. I'll have to do the math later. But I wanted to say thank you guys for subscribing and for listening. My intention with this is to kind of give a platform to those that are new to Christianity and that are new to coming out of the homosexual lifestyle. I just have this feeling in my gut that more and more people, maybe people my age, maybe younger, maybe older, more people are going to come to Christ as they are. And I think a lot of people like myself who grew up in the 90s thought that they were homosexual for a long time. And even throughout their life, living that lifestyle, they still felt emptiness. I know I sure did. And I just feel that if I do short videos kind of talking about my journey and maybe my struggles throughout, that maybe it'll reach some people that feel the same way. One thing I will say is that when you decide to come out of the homosexual lifestyle, you're not only just coming out of this false sense of identity, you're also coming out of this culture that you've been programmed to believe is right, it's just, it's true, and when in fact it really isn't. I'm gonna go on the premise that we're not born gay. God didn't make us gay, and God doesn't make mistakes. I will also further say that God didn't make us trans either. He didn't make any mistakes. So if you were born a woman, you're supposed to be a woman. And if you're born a man, you're supposed to be a man. And that homosexuality is a behavior and not an identity. And I guess you can even trace it back to Sigmund Freud and psychology. You could trace it back to them, where they started saying that homosexuality is a personhood. Well, it's not. It's a behavior. And I think a lot of times people like me who come to Christianity late in life after living a homosexual lifestyle realize in retrospect that that emptiness that they felt inside was that hole could only be filled with Jesus. Because it's easy to say, oh, well, my ex-girlfriend, we weren't happy because XYZ. And then I go on to the next girlfriend and it's like, we weren't happy because XYZ. And if I'm honest, I wasn't happy with any of them. I mean, not that I had many, but I wasn't happy in my relationships with other women. There was always something missing. There was always something off. Even when I tried to be spiritual, which led me to the New Age, that wasn't very fulfilling as well. So, I want to do these short videos to kind of give you an idea of what I'm going through, and maybe you might resonate with it if you are feeling similarly. One thing I wanted to say is that leaving the homosexual lifestyle is not easy. In fact, it's pretty tough. There've been many times where I I really didn't have a compass. I really didn't know what to believe. I didn't know who I was. All I knew was that I yearned for Jesus. I yearned for God. I yearned to learn the Bible. I yearned to feel that spirit within me. And that's what kept me going many times, because there were many times where I was like, well, I'm not going to date women anymore. I'm not going to be with women anymore. What now? You know, because at the time I was like, I don't necessarily want to be with a man either. A lot of people think that just because you get out of your homosexual lifestyle, you automatically become straight, and that's not true. One thing that I'm starting to really learn is that sex isn't everything. You know, like even with straight people, sex isn't everything. It's only a small component of one's life. But society and culture has made it such a big deal. And because it's chemically fulfilling and to the point sometimes addicting, the enemy has used it to really grab people in sexual immorality, to where they continue to be sexually immoral, straight or otherwise. Not just gay people, but straight people too. There are plenty of people that are very promiscuous and have these empty, vacant lives, and are fornicating all the time, and they still feel empty. So just to say, sex isn't everything. That is another lie. So just because, for example, just because I'm getting out of the lesbian lifestyle doesn't mean I'm going to be straight. You know, the Apostle Paul never got married. He dedicated his whole life to Jesus. And I find myself feeling that way. That I probably won't date anybody for the rest of my life. And after much prayer and supplication, I'm okay with that. You know, I've asked the Lord, you know, if you want me to be single, the gift of singleness, then help me be content with it. Because it's one thing to, like, want to have a connection with someone. You know, I understand that when you want to have a connection and you want to be intimate with someone. Well, in the past, it's never worked for me, which is fine because I was living a homosexual lifestyle. But that doesn't mean that I have to all of a sudden start dating men. And so for some of you, you know, I've noticed, I'm sure with gay men, it's extra difficult. I feel more so because the gay culture emphasizes so much about sex to the point where it's an addiction that I'm sure for gay men it's harder for them to come out of this homosexual lifestyle than even lesbians. I know that's a general statement. That might not necessarily be true, but what I'm saying is I've seen gay men come out of this homosexual lifestyle and not be with anybody. And they're okay with that. They just want to be with the Lord. Because, you know, when you think about it, our life here is about preparing for eternal life. And there's two ways to live eternal life, in hell or in heaven. I mean, it's really that black and white. And, you know, in heaven, we don't have marriage. You don't have couples. You're just enjoy worshiping the Lord and glorifying Him. So, you know, for those of you that are new to Christianity and getting out of the lesbian or gay lifestyle, guys, be patient with yourselves. The Lord is patient with you. Trust in Him fully. He will guide you. He will fix your brokenness. He will, you know, fix your loneliness. He will do all these things. He promises that when you surrender to Him. So I don't want to make this too long, but this is just, you know, kind of like telling those that feel this way. I understand it's tough to get out of the lesbian and gay lifestyle. It really is. And to give yourself to Christ. But God is so much greater. Just trust me, trust the Lord. Um, he makes all things new. And be patient with yourself. And also be patient with your family. Because I know my family was very accepting of my lesbian lifestyle. And when I, to them turned on a dime, they were kind of confused. And they asked me, they said, please be patient with me. Be patient with us. We've known you a certain way. And so I've granted that patience with them, and pray. Pray, pray, pray. Pray for your fellow ex-LGBT. Pray for your families. Pray for the children that seem confused. Especially the trans community. Pray for them. Because to me, that's just the enemy. So, anyway, with that being said, I hope everybody finds this video useful. I'll be posting more short videos, kind of candid videos about, this journey coming out of the closet and into Christ. I think it's important nowadays to really speak out, because the culture is very strong and it's very wrong. And there are a lot of lies being perpetrated throughout, the internet and technology and social media and the culture in general. And our kids are seeing it, and they need to be led in the right direction. So anyway, God bless you. If you are new to my channel, please subscribe. I think I have my email in one of the pieces of information there. If you have any questions, email me. I'm also on Instagram under illyspilly_12. Illyspilly being spelled ILLYSPILLY_12. So see me on the internet, or on Instagram, or here on YouTube.